What's going on, everybody? Dialerix TV back with another video, and in today's video we'll be discussing a huge blockbuster trade between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers. This article is per heavy and the headline reads, Lakers could trade for a $180 million forward and Westbrook swap insider. So he goes on to say, whether they like it or not, the Los Angeles Lakers are stuck with Russell Westbrook this season. They apparently could have gotten rid of him at the trade deadline but didn't want to give up their 2027 first round draft pick. The guard has a player option on his contract this offseason, but it's impossible to imagine that he'll walk away from the $47 million he's owed next season. He will never get another max contract in his career. Westbrook's trade value is the lowest it's ever been, but perhaps there's another player on a bad contract that's a better fit with the Los Angeles Lakers. Heavy insiders Steve Bulpett and Sean Devney had a chance to discuss Tobias Harris as a possible player who Los Angeles could swap Westbrook for. If there's a team that thinks he's the linchpin to get them over the top, put it this way: if a team like the Lakers were playing better and thought they might have a real chance to get something, would they try to put something together to get another score, someone to keep people away a little bit, give Anthony Davis and LeBron James a little more room to work? That might be a spot, Bulpett said. He goes on to say, it's hard to see someone paying that guy that much money, because that's the kind of money you pay to a magnetic player. Tobias Harris, for all his talent, and he's a very good basketball player, he is not one of those guys. He says, if you're the Lakers, you could do Russell Westbrook, right? Devney asks. You could do Russell Westbrook for Tobias Harris, and that would make for some interesting for the reporters of Philadelphia. You do Westbrook, throw in that 2027 first round pick, and you get Tobias Harris. You're out of the Westbrook woods at least. He says, put Russell Westbrook and James Harden with Joel Embiid in the same dressing room, and that's a reality show waiting to happen, Bulpett said. He said they did all right together for a while, at least in Houston. It wasn't a disaster, Devney said, at least for a time. It didn't end well, but they held it together. So if you guys would like to read the full article, the link is in the description box. So in my honest opinion, I don't think that would be a great fit. First and foremost, I don't think that Russell Westbrook would want to go from one shark pool into the next shark pool in terms of the media. The media is going to eat Russell Westbrook alive the same way they're clowning him now being with the Los Angeles Lakers, right? The Philadelphia 76ers fans are cutthroat, passionate to another level. They go hard for their team. I think that Russell Westbrook needs to be in a small market like OKC. That way he could build his confidence back and get a rhythm, and that way he could quiet out the noise and quiet out the critics. So I'm praying that since both Russell Westbrook and the Los Angeles Lakers organization have both mutually agreed to seek a trade for Russell Westbrook, I really hope that they plan on rebuilding for the future and gutting out the entire team. And when I mean rebuilding, I'm not necessarily saying completely rebuild through the draft. I think they should trade AD and LeBron James and bring in a core of guys who are willing to compete and take pride in wearing that Lakers uniform. I think a building block with Tobias Harris, Malik Monk, and Austin Reeves is an extremely solid foundation to build from, because these are guys who have an understanding of how to play together, how to play their roles. They always seem as though they're making the right play, and they're always willing to buy in and win. However, I think that Daryl Morey and the 76ers will be very reluctant to construct the deal, especially for Russell Westbrook, because they already tried pairing Westbrook and Harden, and the two just don't mesh well. Although Harden is a really great shooter, he's really not good at playing off the ball, and neither is Russell Westbrook. Realistically, I think the only team that will be remotely interested in trading for Westbrook is probably the Orlando Magic or the OKC Thunder. If you scan the landscape around the league, every team in the league seems as though that they're in rebuild mode and looking to stay young. But I'm a little disappointed in the Los Angeles Lakers front office, because in my estimation, this sends the message to me that you are fully committed and going all out on a 37-year-old LeBron James who's clearly isn't focused on winning championships at this stage of his career. It just seems as though he's going out there to pad his stats. He's creating a losing environment and losing culture, and it's upsetting the fans, which is the total opposite of what your father, Dr. Buss, embodied. And I think as long as LeBron James is with the Lakers and he's around, he's going to destroy your franchise and run it into the ground. And it seems as though Jeannie Buss wants for LeBron James to break Kareem's record, especially from a financial aspect. So it seems as though LeBron James is going to be around for a while. But I think Jeannie Buss needs to get back on winning and reestablishing that winning mentality, reconcile any difference that she has with Jerry West, because it might get to a point where she might just give in and just sell the team to LeBron, or anything could happen. Clutch Sports could take over. It's already been changed to Crypto Arena, which was Staples Center, widely regarded as Kobe Bryant's house, but things are changing now. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe.